Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Unconventional Attorney Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Small, and I am the Unconventional Attorney. What is up, everybody? I'm about to hop on a plane in about, 6 hours, 8 hours, going to Kansas City, scope out locations for the Inner Circle live workshop. It's coming up in a few weeks. And super excited, but I thought I'd hop on here today and drop some knowledge for you. Before I get there, though, I want to remind you that all this information is free. All this stuff I'm sharing with you is free. In exchange for that free, and so it is free because you could just not do this. But in exchange for that freeness, I have two requests. Request number one is that you go and subscribe, rate, and review the podcast, right? It's super simple. And what it does is it just helps the world find this information, helps other law firm owners find this information, and it helps me book good guests because people want to go on popular podcasts. So if you do that, you will help me. And I'm even giving you another incentive to do that in case the kindness of your heart is not enough. Every 25 new reviews that I get, I do a drawing for my 10 most influential books. These are game changer books. These are the big ones. These are the big boys, the good ones. They will change your life. They have changed mine, and I cannot wait to share them with you. One more side note. If you listen to this stuff and you're trying and it's not working and you're struggling, I would encourage you to go and check out the Inner Circle, group of attorneys that I put together. Super good. theunconventionalattorney.com/inner circle. That's my only ad of the day. Okay? That's what you get. But today I want to talk about something that I see every day. I see it in law firm owners that I talk to. I see it in other business owners. I see it in my friends. I see it everywhere. And it's this idea of kind of retreating to the comfortable in exchange for not having to go out there and do the thing that you need to do to get to the place that you need to go. And I got a couple of examples from this from Inner Circle members that I've been talking to that made this so clear. I've done it myself. I continue to do it today. We all do this in some ways. The solution, by the way, not to sort of put the cart before the horse, but the solution to this problem is self-awareness, okay? To understand what's going on, why you're doing the things that you're doing, and then just actively work against them, all right? And I'll talk more about this at the end. I'll kind of give you some examples of what I do and how I get over it and how I move past it, but it's something that the sooner that you can sort of become aware of this, the sooner that you can come to grips with this, the sooner that you can, bring it into your soul, the sooner that you're going to win. Okay, the sooner you are going to win. And okay, so the easiest way to do this, to kind of describe this and demonstrate this is with some examples. So I was talking to a guy, he's actually a Syndicate member, which is some one-on-one consulting that I do with law firm owners. And we were having a conversation. And he's growing his business. His business is doing very well. And he's looking to do more, right? He wants his business to grow. And we were talking about things to do. And what I told him was what I tell everybody. Look, just start making content just like this. Put out little soft offers like I did with the Inner Circle. And just keep doing more, right? Keep teaching people, keep helping people. And they will come, right? Because they will get to know you. They'll get to like you. They'll get to trust you. They'll see that what you're doing is valuable and that it works. And they'll want to come and use your services. Okay, this guy does estate planning specifically. And I also know that this works because that's what I do for my own law firm. And there's an added advantage to this content creation and distribution model that I've put together. And that is that it also builds brand, right? So the reason that I call myself the Unconventional Attorney is not just because it's catchy. It's because I want you all to know me as the Unconventional Attorney. I want everybody to know my law firm, CMS Law Firm, as the estate planning law firm in Seattle, right? So what these videos do is they allow you to teach, to entertain, to help, and also to build a brand, obviously. And so I told him that. I was like, look, let's do this. And he said, okay, that's great. That's a good idea. But I've been getting I got a couple of referrals from like the town across the way. And so what I was thinking about doing was opening a satellite office down there, just so that, you know, when these referrals come in, I got a place to meet them, and I got this stuff. And I was like, okay, are you just opening this office for these referrals, or are you going to try to grow that business down there? What are you going to try to do? He's like, well, I'll open the office, you know, because the referrals are coming in. Then I'll probably try to grow that business down there. And then I asked him, okay, great. What do you think you have the bandwidth to grow 2 businesses at one time? Because really, we're talking about growing the business at his current location and then growing the business at this new location that he wants to open. And he's like, well, you know, I think I can do them both. And I was like, okay, well, great. Let's do a self-assessment real quick, and let's check this out. How are you doing right now with your current one? How are you doing right now with your current business location? Have you built it all the way out? Do you have several different marketing channels? Are leads coming in consistently? Are revenues where you want them to be, and are they growing? And he's like, well, and he knows I know this because we talk. He's like, well, you know, that's not true. We're not there yet. And I said, okay, great. So what you're telling me is, instead of focusing on this one office, and I said, how many people are like in a 10-mile radius of you? And he's like, well, you know, 300,000, 400,000. I'm like, okay, great. So what you're telling me is, you want to go and open a satellite office away from your home, away from your current office, and try to build up 2 offices at one time when you're not currently building up the office that you have for whatever reason. Is that what you want to do? And he's like, well, when you put it that way, and this is where we get into it. I said, look, what you're trying to do and what you're trying to kind of run to, that's what we all do, is run to the comfortable, right? It's easy to open an office, like that's safe. It's easy to talk to referrals, that's very safe. It's easy to for attorneys to go do legal research, right? To read a book, to work on systems, to, you know, whatever, anything except doing this thing right here, right? Which is create this crazy video and put it out there so that people can see you and judge you and hear you and provide you feedback, right? And this uncomfortable thing that you're not sure about. And that's the key though, right? That's where the magic is in this new thing that you're going to be doing. You know, to get to one level is going to take you one thing, and to get to the next level is going to take you something else. You know, once you get this, you know, and by the way, just doing these videos is not the only thing that you can do. There are other options, other opportunities, other things that you could pursue. This is just the easiest and the cheapest right now. And it's not going to be cheap. It'll always be easy, but it's not always going to be cheap. So the sooner that you can hop on this bandwagon and get in front of this, the sooner that you can win, basically, right? So that's the point. That's the main point. You know, after we talked, he's like, you're right. I probably should hold off on that office, because he really does want to grow his business, right? And it's the same problem that I have, right? So I want to grow my business too, my law firm, and I want to grow this consulting business too. And it would be way easier for me to take what I'm doing right now with this law firm and go open up another law firm and do all the logistics and you know, get all that stuff done. But the best course of action, probably the smartest, is to prove a concept here, right here in my office right now, and then be able to take that and drop it down somewhere else, right? Because once you have the marketing channels done here, once you have the systems built here, then you can literally just pick them up, drop them down in a new city, and dominate. And that's what you can do. That's what he's going to do. That's what I'm going to do. That's what basically anybody that's working with me, if they want to do that, is going to do. You know, other people have different goals, by the way. Your goals are fine. If you just want to make 100 G's, put 100 grand in your pocket, work, you know, 30 hours a week, and really enjoy life, that's totally cool too. You can do that. You can totally do that. Okay, so that's kind of example number 1. Example number 2 is kind of along the same lines. This is another Syndicate member, actually, so we're having a conversation. This was yesterday, and I'm like, his business is kind of slow for him right now, actually. And so I'm talking to him. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, he's setting networking meetings. You know, he's talking to some financial planners. He's an estate planning attorney too. So he's talking to some financial planners and doing some things. And of course, I'm like, are you creating content? Are you doing these things? You know, if you're not busy, by the way, and I'm talking to you right now in your dome, if you are not busy right now, you should be creating content every day. You should be creating content. And then you should be distributing it everywhere. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, I don't like Twitter that much, but why not? If you have time, go put it up there, right? It's like, what are you waiting on? Hold on a second. if you're watching this on video, I don't even know if it's still recording, but my screen, here we go. I think we're still going. My screen saver came on, so I had to unlock it because I didn't know if it keeps going or not. But anyway, he has time. He has all this time. And so I'm like, look, you need to be marketing. You need to be creating content. You need to be doing things to get out there. And I'm like, so what are you going to do in the next, 2 weeks before we talk again? And he's like, I think I'm going to go work on some systems. I'm going to build out my systems. What's the best way to do that? Should I just make a list and think about what the prospect is going to go through, or my clients are going to go through, and get that all set up? And I was like, dude, I understand where you're coming from. I know that this content stuff is scary, but you are running to the comfortable. Okay? Run toward the uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is where you want to be running. If it feels sort of uneasy, if you're a little scared, that's what you want to be doing. This is the biggest lesson of this whole podcast, probably. The way that it gets easier is to just keep doing it. Okay? The first time that you're going to do something, you're going to be scared. I guarantee you. You're going to be freaking out. And what he told me was too, I've done a bunch of videos, a bunch of practice videos, but I haven't put anything up. I've never gone live. I'm like, dude, it's time to just do the thing. Stop jacking around. Make the video. No one's going to care. No one's going to see it. No one's going to judge you, but you're not going to get better unless you do it. And this idea rings through in life. Okay? So the uncomfortable things, you got to face them. You got to go after them. You got to push through them. If you don't do that, you're going to always find yourself right where you are. Like, you can't get growth. A couple podcasts ago, I used that gym analogy for growth, and I questioned why we don't take that same approach in life. And this is so true right now. To if you know anything about fitness, the way that you build your muscles, the way that you become physically fit, is not to just coast along and do what you've been doing before. You literally have to break your muscles down and then let them grow. Break them down, let them grow. Break them down, let them grow, right? I can tell you right now, I'm sore from the gym. The reason I'm sore is because I push myself a little bit harder every single time, right? And just a little bit better every single time. That's the same way that you need to approach your law firm, your content generation, everything, your life, okay? You have to face that uncomfortableness so that you can get to where you want to go. Every time you face that uncomfortableness, you get a little bit broken down, but then you grow, right? You get a little bit broken down, then you grow. So keep doing that stuff, all right? Run toward the uncomfortable. Run. Don't walk. Get in the habit of saying yes. Get in the habit of when you feel afraid of something or when you feel nervous, saying yes and of doing the thing, okay? This is totally tangential right now. I'm just totally spitballing it, but I'm kind of on a roll. I'm feeling good. But there's this book, I think it's by Mel Robbins. It's called the 5-Second Rule or something like that. And actually, I haven't even read the whole book, but the gist of it is just what I told you. When a decision faces you, you go like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you make a choice and you go do it. Like, you don't mess around. You're gonna get in a cold shower, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right? You're gonna record this video, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit the button. Just do it. Okay? All right. So that's the lesson of the day. That's something I really want to talk about. This is big stuff. When it comes to, because here's the other thing too, by the way, this is why this stuff is so important. I could have spent this entire podcast talking to you about Facebook strategies, about content marketing, about Facebook ads. But if you are too afraid to push the button, if you are too afraid to take the next step, then it doesn't even matter. So many of you listen to this stuff, it gets you fired up, you know it, you're ready to do it, and then it comes time to pull the trigger and you just can't. It's time to pull the trigger. I can't wait to see the success that so many of you are going to have when you start doing this stuff, but you got to do it. Okay? All right, that is it. By the way, one last plug. If you need help, come into the inner circle. Okay? It's super cheap and it's going to blow your mind. I just keep adding more and more value every time that I can. I just keep thinking of more things to add in there. If you go to theunconventionalattorney.com/inner circle, it will get you there. And I'm going to find some other easier ways, by the way, to allow you to find that. But that's what I got for right now. But that's it. Okay, so please run toward the uncomfortable, avoid the comfortable, right? Be aware of the decisions that you're making and the things that you're doing to sort of hide from doing the things that you don't like. Okay, because The sooner you do that, the sooner you'll start having big strides, the sooner your business will take off. All right? That is it. I'm Christopher Small. I'm the unconventional attorney. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and get yourself entered into that drawing. I think I've got to do 2 right now already. I've got 50 reviews, which is awesome. So I'd love to be able to give you 10 of my books, not 10 of my books, 10 of my most influential books. They're not books I wrote. I'd love to be able to do that. And the only way I can do that is if you subscribe, rate, and review. All right, that is it. Thank you so much. Have a great day, great week, a great everything. I will talk to you again soon. See ya.